Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani wa yafqahu qawli. Today our next student is Abdul Basit Javed, and the topic is smoke test and leakage test. I already told you that now this our 5 module is the presentation phase, and every student must present what they learn in the last 4 modules. Yes, this is the part of our education. Yes, and we also we give the educations with the presentation. Yes, you must know that you must know that how to present what you learn. So this phase is that. Please watch the Abdul Basit Javed. The topic is the smoke test and leakage test, and hopefully you will find very well. Yes, welcome Abdul Basit Javed.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Abdul Basit Javed, and I'm from Rifa College of Veterinary Sciences, Lahore. And today, the topic of my presentation is smoke test and leakage test for environmental control poultry house. So let's start. First of all, I would like to tell you about the importance of this test. So to know the importance of this, we must know that the poultry houses that are environmentally controlled must be well sealed and as airtight as possible. So why need houses to be sealed as airtight as possible? Because the better the houses are sealed, the easier it is for us to maintain the negative pressure. So I would like to tell you about a little bit about the negative pressure. So negative pressure is basically the difference between the pressure outside and inside the poultry house. And it is when the fans inside the house, when we run the fans that are present inside the house, they create a vacuum, and the air is sucked through the inlets into the house, and this creates a negative pressure. So negative pressure is the most important thing in an environmental controlled poultry house, because due to negative pressure we control all of our main goals like temperature, humidity, and air pressure, etc. And it also helps us to a well insulated house will keep valuable heat in the house during cold conditions. So a house should be well insulated. If there are any leaks or gaps in the ceiling or walls or inlets, they can result in loss of heat during cold conditions, and cold air will come in, and this will affect or the health of our birds. So let me tell you about the smoke and leakage test. So how to perform this test? To perform this test, we use smoke sticks or smoke generators to produce smoke outside the poultry house near the wall inlets. So we place the smoke sticks and smoke generator outside the poultry house near the inlets, the wall inlets through which the air is sucked in. And then we run the fans. The fans create a negative pressure inside the poultry house, and the smoke will be sucked in through the wall inlets. The smoke we use can be of different colors. It can be green, red, and some other color. The smoke then comes inside the poultry house through the wall inlets and accumulates at the center of the house. So the smoke will come in the house and it will start to accumulate in the center, and then it will slowly drop towards the floor of the house. So this is a very important step, or you can say step to note, that the smoke must fall towards the floor of the house from the top, from the center. So this tells us that the negative pressure that we have maintained is right, and the fans are working properly and there are no leaks. So now we are able to see the flow and movement of and direction of the air. So as you know, we cannot see the air, but when the smoke is present in the air, then we can see the flow of the air. And if there are any leaks or something, there are some gaps in the ceiling or through near the wall inlets, or any flaws or gaps in the insulation, that we are able to identify through because the smoke will leak from those gaps and areas. And if there are any leaks in the walls, roof, and we will be able to identify, the smoke will be seen coming out of these leaks along with the air, as I mentioned earlier. And then after we have spotted and located the leaks, and then we can insulate our proper poultry house to avoid any problems. Then when we will have identified for the smoke, when we have identified the leaks from where the smoke is coming out, we can insulate those leaks, we can cover those up and insulate our poultry house. So here you can see that the smoke is coming from the. So in this picture, we can see that the smoke is coming from the inlets in the walls of the poultry house, and the smoke is moving towards the center of the house near the ceiling. And when the smoke is accumulated in the ceiling, it will start to fall down towards the floor of the poultry house. And this is very important to note. The smoke must fall towards the bottom, and then it will move along the air when because the fans are running, and it will move along the air and spread around the whole poultry house. And then with the help of this colorful smoke, we can identify the leakages present in the ceiling or wall inlets and around the house. Anywhere, if there are any leakages, we will be able to identify. And one thing to note is that the smoke test that we perform, it is performed at the temperature of 33 degrees centigrade, which is our preferred temperature when the birds are in the house. So it is also performed at 33 degrees centigrade. So I will move next. So advantages. What are the advantages of this test? So this test is very important, especially for the environmentally controlled poultry houses, because they are properly sealed and everything, and we can control everything: temperature, humidity. So the first advantage is helps us to identify any leakage in the house. Uh, as the name indicates, it is a smoke test. So if there are any leakages in the house, the smoke will be seen coming out of through those leakages. So we will able to close those leaks and prevent the loss of valuable heat in cold conditions, and or the air that we have inside the house, and we will be able to maintain the negative pressure. So the second point is helps to maintain the temperature inside the house. As you know, temperature is the most important thing in an environmentally controlled poultry house. It's our main goal. If there are any fluctuations in the temperature, the birds cannot survive, and there will be diseases and malfunctions in the poultry house. So the temperature that we require is 33 degrees centigrade. So it is very important in the environmentally controlled poultry house that the temperature should be 33 degrees centigrade. And if there are any leaks in the house, the temperature will not be around 33. It will fluctuate. Either it will go down or it will go higher, depending on the environmental conditions. So the third point is we are able to maintain the negative pressure, the most important thing, through which all these things are maintained. If there are any leakages in the house, the fans will create a vacuum, but the air will along coming from the inlets, it will also come from the leaks. And due to this, we have to run our fans more fast to maintain the negative pressure. It will become very hard for us to maintain the negative pressure. And the next point is helps us to maintain the humidity level. As it's obvious that if there are any leaks in the poultry house, there are any gaps, the humidity, the air, it will move outside the house, and it will be very difficult for us to maintain a more moderate level, that is around 60 to 80% humidity, depending on the weather conditions. And this also improves quality of the litter. As you know, if there are any leaks, and the air and the humidity levels and the temperature levels will fluctuate, the litter quality is also disturbed due to changes in all these conditions. So in the next slide, here you can see the it's very important picture. Here you can see that it's a picture taken from an IR thermal camera, and it helps us to identify the leakages. And here you can see that this area is black and grayish, and this is the blue. This is a leak present in the ceiling of the poultry house, and you can see it is blue. Why it is blue? Because the temperature of this is very low uh, uh, if compared to this part of the house. So there are many leaks here and there in the poultry house ceiling and inlets. The insulation is not proper. So the valuable heat, especially in cold conditions, it is very important for us to maintain the heat inside the poultry house. And if we cannot maintain the heat, the birds will suffer. So here you can see through an IR camera that here it is blue because the temperature outside is low and inside is high. So the higher temperature is blackish gray. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Yes, well done, Mr. Abdul Basit Javed. You did very well, and especially uh, this picture of the smoke test. Yes, this shows very clearly that uh, one side you use the green smoke stick, and the left side you used the red smoke test stick. That for knowing that the pressure of the air and where it will goes to the bottom of the house. Yes, that's we required. And most of the people's, uh, especially growers and the entrepreneurs and all the people they are concerning in this field, they must perform. This is my special advice. Yes, this is my special consultancy advice. You know, my advices are very costly, but on this video, I told you that this is my very special advice for all of you. You must perform the smoke test in your house. Yes, for the well-being of the bird and for economics and for the save your money, because if there are leakage, you must use your heaters, more heaters, you use your more fans, and because of the leakage, uh, you this is also uh, a loss, big loss for you. So please, before arrival object, you must perform this smoke test. Yes, this is our advice, and you will find your negative pressure of your house and the leakage of your house, and also it's very important. And I already told in my last videos that where you can find, if you find the leakages, you uh, fill that gap with the mud, and where you need the rubbers, you will put the rubbers, you put the thermocol sheets, and if there is no any space for this rubber and thermocol sheets, you will use the mud immediately and close all the leakages. Yes, this is very important that. And thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Basit Javed. Really, it's very important presentation by Abdul Basit. He's our very brilliant student. Thank you very much. And hopefully you
Thank you.
all will take the advantages of this presentation and for the well-being of the bird. Thank you very much. Thank you, Abdul Basit. So great. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.